There's no doubt that lowering carbs helps burn body fat fast and increase energy levels. This video looks at how to get started. The playlist below will give you a greater understanding around the subject and ways to supercharge your fat burning. Also listed below is a playlist for low-carb keto recipes. The reason that a low-carb diet is helpful at rapid fat burning is down to one hormone, insulin. Put simply, insulin is a fat storage hormone triggered by a rise in blood sugar. Carbs are what trigger the insulin release and hence can end up as stored fat. Protein will only trigger insulin if eaten to excess, and fat is insulin neutral. Also, be careful to read all food labels, because a lot of protein shakes and so-called healthy yogurts contain a lot of sugar or sweeteners that can spike insulin. What is often not appreciated is that whilst you have insulin in your blood, your stored fat cannot be burned as fuel. That is why so many people fail to burn fat efficiently via exercising, because they keep eating carbs throughout the day and have therefore turned off any fat burning, plus keep topping up their fat stores. The way to start a low-carb keto diet is to understand that all carbs are not created equally. Certain carbs take a while for the body to break down, so the blood sugar release is steady and does not spike insulin levels. Other carbs spike the blood sugar and therefore increase insulin production. So, your starting point is first to get a handle of what we shall term good and bad carbs, depending on how much they spike the blood sugar. The fastest way to do this is to look at a glycemic index, from which you may be rather surprised how foods such as white bread and cornflakes, for example, are way up at the top of that list, and are worse than table sugar, which you already know is a bad carb. We give a link below to make life easier for you. The aim in your first week is to remove as many of the high glycemic foods as possible from your diet. My own example was white bread, breakfast cereals, yogurts, and beer. That alone was enough to show some decent weight loss. In the second week, also start tracking your macros and calories, by which I mean what percentage of your calories that are from protein, fat, or carbs. The aim is first just to track and observe initially. My own example is that I was shocked as to how many carb calories were coming from what I thought was modest red wine consumption. In week 3, you start to increase the fat in your diet and lower the carbs. Note that salads and green vegetables are both low in calories and low on the glycemic index. Therefore, you may want to increase those in your diet to bulk up your food volume. Let us assume that you target 1,800 calories a day. A typical keto diet will be with 75% of those calories coming from fats and oils. Initially, that may seem extremely high, until you factor in that one avocado is typically over 300 calories and 30% fat, or that 1 tablespoon of olive oil is around 119 calories of pure fat and no carbs. Eating more fat may seem counterintuitive, as most dietary advice is to eat less fat to lose weight, not to eat more fat. That advice misses 2 important points. 1. Fats and oil do not spike blood sugar. 2. With fat and oil in your diet, you feel full for longer, so you tend to eat less frequently, with less insulin releases, and tend to eat less calories over the day when you simply do not feel hungry. After eating a month like this, your weight should start coming down. If not, you need to lower your daily calories, but keep the same percentage macro ratios. Links to helpful online tools for such tracking are listed below, together with links to low-carb recipes for what would otherwise have been high-carb food. For example, low-carb brownies and French fries. The other tip is to try avoid eating between meals, because you'll want to keep insulin releases to a minimum so that you can up-regulate your fat burning. I hope that helps you get started on keto, and if you found this helpful, please subscribe, as we want you slim and well-toned in the shortest possible time frame.